This is a special presentation of Tiger Sports on Alamo Sports and Talk 1230 and 101.9 FM.
You're listening to Alamo Sports and Talk 1230, 101.9. Welcome back to Albuquerque as we are ready for Game 2, the if game of the Class 5A State Championship. The Alamogordo Lady Tigers and the Centennial Lady Hawks. Thanks to Otero Federal Credit Union for bringing us pregame and postgame all season long. We're not going to have a full pregame show today. We already did that earlier, so we're just about ready to get started here with Game 2 as the lineups look pretty similar. There are some changes, and we'll run through it for Alamogordo. Both teams are in white uniforms with pinstripes, and the Lady Tigers, of course, have the gold lettering and numerals, or black lettering and numerals outlined in gold. Centennial with black lettering and numerals outlined in red. And the Lady Tigers and the Lady Hawks, this is for it all now. Earlier, the Lady Tigers had a little bit of breathing room. If they lost that first game, which they did 6-0, they would have another opportunity later in the day. But now whoever wins this game, they take home the Class 5A State Championship. Amani Kosum will lead things off for the Alamogordo Lady Tigers as it has been a very warm day. We're getting a little bit of cloud cover right now, but I think it'll be sort of in and out throughout the game. A little bit of a breeze kind of blowing across the field. And a blue trophy on the line over the next couple of hours. We are ready to get this one underway. A three-man umpiring crew. I think it's one of the guys from the first game and two new ones from the first game. Not that umpiring really had anything to do with what happened in the first game. So, as first pitch misses high, Zantel Rodriguez, who threw a no-hitter in the first game, is out to pitch yet again. And Amani Kosum, as we mentioned, leads things off. Maylee Herrera will bat second. Sydney Lessentine will hit in the number 3 spot. Kosum is going to call time. And she's going to switch over to the left-hand side. So Amani's pretty much for the whole state tournament is hitting righty. She, at times, has been hitting lefty this season. Has had a lot of success with it, but I'm sure trying to lay down a bunt here and see if she can get a head start. That one will be high, and it's 2-0. Chloe Lennar is the cleanup hitter for the Lady Tigers. Haley Evans is hitting 5th. Iceland Ortiz moves up a little bit in the order to 6th. Alyssa Bautista will hit 7th. Daviana Gonzalez 8th. And Madison Ruiz will hit 9th. Alexis Rodriguez is the flex player in this game. As we await the 2-0 now to Kosum. Again showing bunt and a called strike. She did not offer. It's 2-1, and she is going to switch back over to the right-hand side again. Let's say the crowd is a little more sparsed out, but I think there's a lot of folks that have found their way to the left field stands because of the trees and the shade over there, including people sitting in the outfield as well. So they have decided to go and find where it's a little bit cooler, and I don't blame them. Here comes a 2-1. And this is high and 3-1. Now, I think for Alamogordo, having something positive happen here in the top of the first inning, even if it isn't runs, but just getting some runners on base would be huge for them to shake off game 1. 3-1. And misses high, and Kosum draws the walk. So already a good start for the Lady Tigers. We'll see how aggressive Kosum is, or how aggressive the Alamogordo coaching staff is. And Maylee Herrera will come to the plate. Certainly, if they could get a run or two in this inning, that would mean so much for Alamogordo just to get in the right mindset. And a bunt by Herrera is going to go foul off the screen, and the count is 0-1. Defensive setup for Centennial. The catcher is Monet Chavez again. Of course, we mentioned Zentel Rodriguez pitching. Their first baseman is Amanda Baez. Second baseman is Stevie Jimenez. Shortstop, Aaliyah Betancourt, and Kayla Hernandez at third. The 0-1. Here's a bunt, and this will move the runner up. Herrera's out at first, and then Kosum gets caught between second and third, but the shortstop went to apply the tag thinking that she was there, and Kosum just decided to keep going and worked her way over to third. So Alamogordo with the runner on third. And the Lady Tigers with a golden opportunity to get on the scoreboard right away as Sydney Lessentine will come to the plate. This will be her last game as an Alamogordo Lady Tiger, the only senior in this group. Should be mentioned that Centennial has 7 seniors in that side. So Sid steps into the right-hand batter's box. And the pitch misses high. And the count is 1-0. I say the Alamogordo fans really trying to pump up their team here in the second game. That one looks like it missed just below the knees, and it's 2-0. And now we're going to get a visit from the Centennial bench. As they want to chat things over a little bit. And maybe settle things down after, I'm sure not the start they were looking for. Let's give a shout out to our Lady Tiger State Tournament sponsors. Casa Tierra Title and Abstract, serving Alamogordo for over 20 years at 2420 North White Sands. Seaburger Dermatology at 1401 10th Street, Suite C, and DurhamHappy.com. Jake Roberts and Jessica Cole with Remax of Alamogordo, 3410 North White Sands. Casa Auto Group, Casa Toyota, Casa Honda, Casa CDJR, and Casa Chevy GMC. Yeah. And Padilla Brothers Investments. Give them a call at 575-551-1883 for your real estate needs. Count is 2-0 to the Lessentine. And she'll watch that one in there for a strike, and the count is 2-1. Just underway here in the second game of this series. Centennial won 6-0 in the first game, and a state championship to be decided in this game. And the home plate umpire wanting to point out that there was a bat that was leaning up against the fence, and that's a safety issue. Obviously, somebody runs over there to try to get a foul ball right in front of the Alamogordo dugout. Lessentine with a ground ball to third, and the runner is out at first. That'd be Lessentine, and Kosum is held at third. 5-3 on the putout. And there's 2 down, and Chloe Lunar will try to bring in that runner from third. So Chloe steps in with a chance that she can get the first base hit of the day for the Lady Tigers. Try to bring in their first run. She fouls off the first pitch she sees, and the count is 0-1. Fouls off this one off a little bit closer to putting it. And so down to her last strike, it's 0-2. Top of 1, Lady Tigers are the road team again. And I don't know if they did another coin toss or if they, that was just the deal of if you lost the first one, you were the away team in the second one as well. I kind of think that's the way it was, just because Gallup and Artesia were the same as well. Here comes the pitch, and it's going to miss high at the letters, and the count is 1-2. Rodriguez waiting for the call here. And now she's ready to go. That's low and away and in the dirt. Chavez keeps it in front of her, so Kosum will stand tied at third. And the count is even at 2-2. Here's the pitch. Looking for the outside corner, doesn't get the call. 3-2. Lunar did take a couple of strikeouts looking in the first game. Centennial fans wanted the call. It was close. But now a full count. Runner on third and 2 out in the top of the first. Fouls off this one. And we'll do another 3-2. This will be the 5th matchup between these two teams this season. And we're even at 2 apiece. So state champion will have won the series, but most importantly, will be taking home that blue trophy. 3-2 to Lennar. That's high. She draws the walk. And it's corners now for the Lady Tigers, and Haley Evans coming to the plate. As Evans will look to make something happen here for Alamogordo now with 2 out and 2 on. And Evans with 1 foot outside the batter's box, waiting to step in. And now we're ready to go. And that first pitch misses low. And Evans ahead in the count, 1-0. Well, the control not quite as sharp for Rodriguez here in game 2. And I wouldn't necessarily blame her. Even though she threw a no-hitter, she threw a game just a couple hours ago. And it's down and in, and it just kind of leaks away from the catcher Chavez, but not nearly far enough away for Kosum to try to make a sprint towards home. And the count now 2-0. Two outs, runners in the corners. The pitch. And this is high. And it's 3-0 now. So 3-0 count and runners in the corners for the Tigers here. And again, a pretty long wait here between pitches. You have the third baseman for the Lady Hawks go over and talk to her pitcher. That's Hernandez going to talk to Rodriguez. 3-0. And that's right in there for a called strike. And so 3-1. 2 outs and runners on the corners for Alamogordo in the top of the first inning. 2 walks as what Rodriguez has surrendered in the inning. And she fouls this one off right back to the screen. And another full count, 3-2. And interesting, Haley Evans was listening to something that the home plate umpire said. I don't know, maybe if she had asked him a question. I was looking where the baseball had went, but she's back in. Lady Tigers fans making a lot of noise, stamping their feet on the metal stands here. 3-2 is lined hard and right towards the dugout of Centennial. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how both pitchers perform. Sydney's going to have to come out after pitching or come back out there pitching a game earlier and pitching a lot of innings and having kind of a tough day pitching. So we'll see if she can bounce back as well. 3-2. That's high. And it's 3 walks in the inning. And now Iceland Ortiz And so the home plate umpire now going out and talking to the pitcher, Rodriguez. And the pitches are definitely close. They're borderline. And can Iceland Ortiz with the bases loaded. And 2 out. It's a ground ball foul at the third base line. It's 0-1. Now I will say that the emotions are high. The Centennial fans have been very much on this umpire in this first inning. Here comes the 0-1. That's going to miss high, and the count evens at 1-1. It's Evans at first, Lunar at second, Kosum at third. Iceland Ortiz at the plate. That one will miss high. Oh, no, that's a called strike. 1-2. That's how it is for an umpire. Can flip on you real quick when you make a call that goes the other way. And some Alamo fans not particularly happy with that. 1-2. She chases one upstairs and gets the strikeout. And the Lady Tigers leave the bases loaded here in the top of the first inning. And we will thank our Lady Tiger State Tournament sponsors as the Centennial fans get fired up. '84 Lumber at 3401 North Light stands. 575-434-3850. JBL Construction and Consulting, Bobby Lauder, owner, striving for excellence in all they do. 575-430-5105. Pioneer Abstract and Title Company, Jimmy and Tina Deere, owners. 909 Delaware Avenue, 575-437-5810. First National Bank, main branch, 414 10th Street, Tularosa and Cloudcroft, 575-437-4880. And Matsky's Heating and Cooling, installing and servicing ultimate home comfort by Champion, 575-551-1351. So the Lady Tigers out defensively, and there's a few changes there as well. As I mentioned, Alyssa Bautista is going to play a DP in this game. And so you've got Daviana Gonzalez at first base. Haley Evans behind the plate. Sydney Lessentine pitching. Chloe Lunars at third. Iceland Ortiz at short. And Amani Kosum at second base. Alexis Rodriguez in right field. Center fielder is Maylee Herrera. And the left fielder is Madison Ruiz. Lineup for Centennial in game two. Stevie Jimenez will lead things off, followed by Caprice Barela. Destiny Perez is the designated player. Amanda Valles, the first baseman, hitting fourth. Zantel Rodriguez, who had 5 of her team's 6 RBIs. I think the sixth one wasn't an RBI. It was a double steal that worked against the Lady Tigers. Kayla Hernandez hitting 6th. Aaliyah Betancourt will hit 7th. Addie Mocho will hit 8th. And Monet Chavez will hit in the number 9 spot. So here we go with the bottom of the first inning. No score on the Richardson Motors scoreboard. And to the plate is Jimenez. First 3 hitters for Centennial hit from the left side. And Sydney Lessentine looking for a good start in this game. And that first pitch is in there for a called strike. And the count is 0-1. Fouled off to the third base side as she pushes it opposite field, and the count is 0-2. Leadoff hitter for Centennial in the bottom of the first inning. As the Lady Tigers leaving the bases loaded in the first. And if they can come out here and put up a run or two, that could be as deflating as that home run was in the first game. The pitch miss is just a little bit high there. Oh, wow, called strike 3. Oh. And now we see a discussion between the third base coach for Centennial and the home plate umpire. And the Centennial fans not happy with that call. I thought it was high too. And the discussion is over now. But I can say I was surprised. That was that looked like it was a little bit high right above the belt. And this one is fouled off and out of play. And the count is 0-1. Varela hitting from the left-hand side. And tries to bunt. Pitch misses high. And they say she did not offer. And so the count evens at 1-1. Here's the one and the pitch from Lessentine. That's right in there for a called strike down the middle. And the count is 1-2. Lessentine looks in. And the pitch is fouled off, and we'll do the 1-2 one more time. Base is empty, bottom of 1. And Lessentine ahead in the count here, 1-2. And here comes the pitch. Low and away. And the count evens up at 2-2. The pitch. Popped up and playable on the infield. Ortiz has got it, and there's 2 down. And it'll bring up Destiny Perez. Perez, the designated player. Jaden Hooten is the player that's being flexed, the left fielder. And Perez will draw something in the dirt with the butt end of her bat before she steps into the batter's box. And she hits from the left-hand side. And a check swing. And a pitch that missed a little bit high. And the count is 1-0. Base is empty, bottom of 1 with 2 outs. And looking for that spot on the outer half, but I think it just dipped away too much. And the count is 2-0. Class 5A state championship, game 2 of the series. Centennial forced the second game with a 6-0 win earlier today. And this will be the very last softball game of the 24 season. A pop-up, and this could be playable. Diving grab by Evans. Couldn't quite gather it in, and she's getting some love from her teammates Sydney and Chloe. And that's certainly what you like to see. There were a couple of those yesterday that the Lady Tigers didn't maybe put in the full effort to get to. And you'll love to see somebody laying. I mean, hey, there's nothing left after this. As cliche as it sounds, you leave it all out on the field. 2-1. Fouled off again, right to the screen. And Sydney's drawing the count back even at 2-2. Monty Kosum walking over to her teammate before the next pitch. And lesson team ready to go with the 2-2. Popped up and out of play. And we'll keep the at-bat alive. Lady Tigers left the bases loaded in the top of the first. Best opportunity they've had all day. And here in the bottom of the first, looking for a shutdown inning, not let Centennial gain anything positive. And here comes the 2-2. And that one will miss inside, maybe a skosh high. And the count is full now, 3-2. Here's a ground ball to second. Kosum, a little bit of trouble with it, but she gathers it in, tosses up to first, and Centennial down in order here in the first inning. 4-3 on the putout, and the Lady Tigers will get another chance to hit in the top half of the second inning. We will take a break and return. You're listening to Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230-1019, the Class 5A State Softball Championship game between the Lady Tigers and the Hawks.
If your home is in need of some stucco work, either the whole house or some patch and paint work, Ochoa Stucco has the expertise to get the job done and done right. Contact them today at 575-442-6745 for your estimate. Go Tigers!
This is Rachel from First National Bank. We offer business-focused accounts with loans to help your business grow, including SBA loans and construction loans. Smart tools, better banking solutions.
Member FDIC, equal housing lender. All loans subject to credit approval.
Spring into a home equity loan with OFCU, offering a reduced home equity rate for your spring fixes. Now through the end of May, OFCU will pay your $300 admin fees. Get a fixed rate of 5.99% APR for first lien position and 6.99% APR for second lien position. Unlock the equity in your home and save. Apply online today. OteroFCU.org. Other restrictions to apply. All loans are subject to credit approval. Rates are based on credit worthiness. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing lender.
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230-1019. The Lady Tigers to hit again, and Bautista right back to the pitcher. Toss on to first, and there's the first out. But I will say the Lady Tigers making more contact in this game. They were striking out a lot in the first game. And if there's a little more power on that, and the chopper's a little bit higher, that's up the middle for a base hit. So, and this may be one of those games where you get a little single here, a little single there, and maybe an error, and you win the game 1-0. These two teams played 2 one-run games earlier in the year. As the first pitch will hit the outside corner for a called strike to Gonzalez, and the count is 0-1. Daviana Gonzalez hitting in the 8th spot again. And Madison Ruiz will get a chance to hit for the first time today. Sees me on deck circle. This is hit in the air to center field, but not too deep. Pretty easy play for Addie Mochup. And there's 2 down. So to bring up Madison Ruiz. And so Maddie gives some more speed here if she can lay down a bunt. And she hits from the left-hand side. And certainly you get her on the base pass, she can be dangerous. Showing bunt, brings it back, pitches in there for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Base is empty, top of 2. And the pitch is high. And the count evens up at 1-1. And that's what happened yesterday. The number 9 hitter, which was Ortiz, got a base hit, and the inning just kept going on and on and on, and sort of broke the game open for Alamogordo. Here's a bunt by Ruiz. It's a pretty good one. A nice play by the first baseman, Baez. And she gets to it and tosses it on to first. Good coverage by the second baseman as Stevie Jimenez got over there. And that puts the Lady Tigers down in order. But Alamogordo's making more contact on pitches, putting it in play. And, sometimes that can lead to something. And Sydney Lessentine will be out to pitch here to begin the bottom of the second. Let's go ahead and thank some of our state tournament sponsors. Seaburger Dermatology at 1401 10th Street, Suite C, 575-437-4533, dermhappy.com. Casa Auto Group, Casa Toyota, Casa Honda, Casa CDJR, Casa Chevy GMC, and CasaAutoGroup.com. Yeah. 84 Lumber at 3401 North White Sands, 575-434-3850. Pioneer Abstract and Title Company, Jimmy and Tina Deere owners at 909 Delaware Avenue, 575-437-5810. And Matzke's Heating and Cooling, installing and servicing ultimate home comfort by Champion, 575-551-1351. So the Lady Tigers down in order in the top of the second. And as we go to the bottom of the second, it's 4, 5, and 6 in the order for Centennial. Amanda Valles, Zantel Rodriguez, and Kayla Hernandez. A strikeout, a pop out, and a ground out for Lessentine in that first inning. And she faces her first righty. And that pitch in there for a strike as she drops that pitch nicely. And the count is 0-1. Here's the pitch from Lessentine. And turning on it and hitting it very far, but hitting it very far foul is Valles. And the count is 0-2. Sometimes that gives the hitter more confidence when they hit it super far foul, just more frustration. That one is just below the knees. That did not miss by much. And so that'll get the Alamogordo fans a little grumpy. 1-2 the count. Did not miss by much. And here comes the pitch from Lessentine. That's right there. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. And there's one down. So 2 strikeouts now for Lessentine. And the woman of the day for Centennial threw a no-hitter in the first game, had 5 RBIs. And she steps to the plate for the first time here in game number 2. First pitch right in there for a called strike. Right about thigh high and on the inside part of the plate. Counts 0-1. No change in the defense for the Lady Tigers. Gonzalez, Kosum, Ortiz, and Lunar around the infield. And tries that drop pitch again, but I think she just missed it high. And the count is 1-1. Evans and Lessentine the battery. Ruiz and Herrera and Rodriguez, your outfield. It's Zantel Rodriguez at the plate right now. The 1-1. Fouls it off and pushes it the opposite way up the first base side. And Lessentine gets ahead in the count 1-2. And not that every game isn't like this, but definitely in a big situation like this, pitch to pitch, swing to swing, got to try to stay as even keel as you can and not let one thing or another get you 2 up, 2 down. Sometimes just breaking it down to the simplest things can help out. As here comes the 1 and 2. That'll miss a little high, a little away, and the count is 2 and 2. Base is empty and 1 out in the bottom of the second as we are scoreless. Lessentine, left foot behind her, right foot on the rubber. Sees this one popped up to shallow right field. The second baseman, Amani Kosam's got it. And there's 2 down. And we'll bring up Kayla Hernandez. The third baseman gets her first swings of the day, or of the game, I should say. Hernandez standing outside the batter's box, a couple of extra swings before she steps in. Lessentine holding the softball in her right hand, rolling it against her right leg, now into her glove. Glove and hand over her head, and this is hit very well to left field, but it's going to be a foul ball. And there's been a few loud fouls here early in the game, especially against some of these right-hand hitters. They've been timing up Sid pretty well. But that, I'll tell you what, that did not miss hitting that foul pole by a whole lot. Probably 6 feet to the left of it. And a really good drop pitch there from Lessentine as she got Hernandez in front of it. Ball ended up in the dirt as it came to Evans. And the count 0-2. Lessentine ready to go, and here it comes. And here is a softly hit ball just in front of the circle. Lessentine tossed to first, is in time, and the inning is over. So down in order again goes Centennial. And we are through 2 complete innings on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. Alamogordo 0, Centennial 0. You're listening to Lady Tigers pitch, the 5A state tournament game, state championship game on Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230-1019.
Ryan Richardson Motor Company wishes the Tigers an amazing winning season. May your efforts match your dreams. Buy, sell, or trade late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Financing available. Stop by for a test drive and score an amazing deal with Ryan Richardson Motor Company. 318 South White Sands Boulevard or online at ryanrichardson.company. That's ryanrichardson.company.
Financial literacy. Why is it important to teach kids to save? This is AJ with First National Bank. Learning to save at an early age helps train children to become reliable about savings and become financially responsible as adults. First National Bank wants to help you inspire your kids to save by creating good habits early with our Learning to Save program. Parents can use this fun strategy to help encourage children to save and connect with them about financial responsibility. We're here to help with your financial questions at any age. Member FDIC.
Lonnie Kosam will lead things off in the top of the 3rd inning. She watched the first pitch in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Top of 3 on the Richardson Motor scoreboard and no score. Centennial has gone 6 up, 6 down. Lady Tigers loaded the bases in the first inning off of 3 walks. And a swing and a miss from Kosam, and she's behind in the count 0-2. And then the Lady Tigers went down in order in the second. And a pitch looking for the outside corner, just off. And the count is 1-2. Rodriguez ready to go. High and away. And the count moves down to 2-2. Fourth game of the day on this field. Artesia won the first game over Gallup. Centennial won their second game over Alamogordo. Gallup bounced back to win the state championship in Class 4A. And here we are, scoreless, top of three, as this one is hit in the air over on the first base side. Does stay in play, but nobody's able to get to it on the foul territory side. And the count remains 2-2 now on Kosum. Amani reached. Amani reached on a walk her first time up. As the count is even at 2-2. This one hit in the air, and a nice diving grab by the second baseman on a soft little liner. Stevie Jimenez makes a fine grab. And there's one down. Would have been trouble if she doesn't catch that in the air. If she has to play it on the hop, Costa might have been able to beat it out. And it'll bring up Maylee Herrera. Maylee put down a bunt that moved Kosum up. Actually moved her all the way around to third. Unfortunately, the Lady Tigers weren't able to take advantage. Swing, and not sure if she did foul that off or just went off the catcher's mitt to the backstop. They count 0-1 to the Lady Tiger center fielder. Almost still looking for their first hit off of Rodriguez today. And a bunt that's going to go foul up the first base line for Herrera. And she falls behind in the count 0-2. Yeah, Chantel Rodriguez has now thrown 9 innings of no-hit ball for Centennial. Very, very impressive. And I know there's 2.5 hours in between the first game and the second game, but it's a good day's work. The 0-2. Swings and misses and strikes out. Now, first strikeout for the Lady Tiger lineup, which is much better than the first game. So, like I said, there's been improvement. Alamogordo's been putting balls in play. Just haven't been able to pick up the hits yet. And, this is the part of the order here that has been the most consistent this postseason. And the Lady Tigers could really use either Amani or Maylee or Sid or Chloe. Just try to build some confidence, and a little bit of time, extra time taken there as Lessentine will back out. And so she'll go through her routine again, make sure her rhythm is right. And here comes the pitch from Rodriguez. Lessentine, a high pop-up. This might stay in play. It is up against the fencing. Now it gets into, or I should say the netting. And it will drop. That would have been a tough play for whoever got to it. Valles was actually the closest to it, but it got into the netting first before it had dropped into her glove. And that pitch just a little bit below the knees. Counts 1-1. Another one of those that did not miss by very much. And with the quality of pitchers and hitters in this game, going to be fine margins. 1-1. Sid swings and misses, and 1-2 now. Lessentine ready to go. Rodriguez ready to go. 2-strike count. And swings and misses. Again, it goes to the backstop, and again, another Alamogordo hitter didn't try to run it out. That's the second time that's happened today, that somebody struck out, the ball went to the backstop, and I don't know if Sid would have got there in time, but that's one of those that's a little frustrating, I'm sure, as a coaching staff. And, well, it's the way that it ended up. So a strikeout there for Lessentine for the third out. And it'll be Centennial up to hit, and time for us to thank our state tournament sponsors. I want to thank Jake Roberts and Jessica Cole with Remax of Alamogordo, 3410 North White Sands, 575-446-8574. Padilla Brothers Investments, 575-551-1883 for your real estate needs, and also on Facebook. JBL Construction and Consulting, Bobby Lotta, owner, striving for excellence in all they do, 575-430-5105. First National Bank, main branch at 414 10th Street, Tularosa and Cloudcroft, 575-437-4880. And Casa y Tierra, title and abstract, serving Alamogordo for over 20 years, 2420 North White Sands, 575-434-6770. So it is 7-8-9 in the order for the Lady Hawks. Aaliyah Betancourt, Addie Mocha, Monet Chavez. Both teams hitless up to this point. Lady Tigers have had the best chance with the bases loaded in the first inning off of 3 walks, but couldn't convert. So Betancourt, the shortstop, hitting from the right-hand side, steps in for the first time in this game. Shadows getting a little longer in the outfield with they've got a big row of trees that basically goes from, I'd say left field, not all the way to the foul line, to about right center field. I don't think it would cause problems for an outfielder, but it might. As here comes the pitch from Lessentine. And this one is a soft little liner into the outfield, and our first hit of the game is by Betancourt on a single to left field, and Centennial gets their first base runner of the day. And so Addie Mocha comes to the plate, the center fielder. We'll see if she's trying to bunt the runner up or if she's swinging away. Daviana Gonzalez is taking 2 or 3 steps in from the first base bag. Looks like Lunar's a few steps in as well, anticipating a bunt. And she's swinging away. Here comes a throw. And the one hop is going to get into the outfield. The runner is not going to try to advance. And so it's a stolen base. And no need for the bunt as the runner moves up. And it's 1-0 at the plate to Mocha. Now the first real kind of stress test for the Lady Tigers here in Game 2. First base runner on. Now the first base runner in scoring position. Fouled off and back to the screen. That time she did try the bunt. And the count evens up at 1-1. Now our first non-zero up on the scoreboard. There's a hit for the Centennial. Everything else is zeros. Bottom of the third inning. As Mocha steps back in to the right-handed batter's box. Lessentine winds and deals. High pop-up. Foul territory, should get out of play. It is. Up the third base side into the bullpen warm-up area over to our left. I think that's the softball clubhouse for the University of New Mexico. That is the home side over here to the left on the third base line. And the 1-2 dips below the knees. Couldn't get Mocha to chase it, and it's 2-2. Another one of those very, very close, but as here comes the 2-2. And again fouled off up the third base line and out of play. And so the count evens up at 2-2. Runner at second and nobody out here in the bottom of the third, as here comes the 2-2. And a ground ball to short, and it kind of rolls up on Ortiz. And an E6 on the Lady Tigers, and it's first and second with nobody out. Now, defensively, the Tigers have not been pristine in this postseason. They've had their issues. And the question is now, will it cost them in this championship game? So far this postseason, it hadn't, as they've been able to battle back from some of those miscues. And a bunt attempt that will, she misses, and the runner goes past the bag at third as she was trying to steal. And a great play by Evans as she tossed it to Lunar. The initial tag did not get Betancourt, but the momentum of Betancourt, she just kind of rolled over the bag, and Lunar reached out and tagged her again and picked up to allow Mocha to move up to second. 1-0's the count at the plate. And a high pop-up will get this out of play. Behind home plate, and it's 1-1. Lady Tigers and Lady Hawks scoreless. And so a runner on second with one down now. And a 1-1 count to Chavez. Don't think she'll be bunting here, but you never know. She hits this high in the air. Kosum getting underneath it, going backwards into the outfield. She grabs it, and there's two down. Well, what a huge play by Haley Evans and Chloe Lunar to get that runner trying to move up to third. They get the pop out, but it's back to the top of the order here for the Hawks. And Stevie Jimenez comes to the plate. She struck out her first time up. That was the very first at-bat of the day for Centennial, and it was a pitch that was probably a little high, but got called as a strike. That's in there for a called strike, and it's 0-1. That one on the inside corner, about belt high. Still a big moment here. If Jimenez can get one into the outfield, that would probably bring in the run. The 0-1, she fouls off to the screen, and she's behind in the count 0-2 now to Lessentine. Hawks have managed the first hit of the day. Unfortunately, the Lady Tigers have the first error of the day. But who will put up the first run? Runner at second is Mocha. Stevie Jimenez at the plate behind the count 0-2. That one misses high to the backstop, and that's going to allow Mocha to move up to third as Lessentine lost control of that. Boy, that tag out at third, huge now. That's a run in, most likely. If that tag doesn't happen or she doesn't kind of roll over the bag with her momentum. As here comes the 1-2. And she hits this near to right field. Rodriguez not going to get there. Run will score, and Jimenez could end up on three easily. She may try to come in. No, she'll stop there. But it's an RBI triple. And Centennial has taken the lead 1-0. And it'll bring up Caprice Barella with a great opportunity here for Centennial to try to add on to a 1-0 lead. Now, absolutely crucial for the Lady Tigers to keep this at just one run and not let Centennial double their lead here or more. And this one hit in the air to right center field. Herrera, diving grab, and she makes it. What a great defensive play by Maylee Herrera in right center field as she saves a run, and it stays as a 1-0 lead for Centennial. We're through 3 complete. The Lady Hawks lead the Lady Tigers 1-0 on the Richardson Motors scoreboard. We will take a break and return to Albuquerque and the University of New Mexico in the Class 5A state championship after this.
The Winter Circle has been outfitting champions for over 50 years in Otero County. Established in 1970 by our Gigi and Big John.
Let's show our school spirit. Whether you're a Tiger, Wildcat, Bear, or Chief, we can make t-shirts, sweatshirts, polos, and hats. And we do custom embroidery too. The Winter Circle does it all. Custom orders available for businesses, squadrons, and organizations like hats, polos, name tags, also trophies and awards.
Winter Circle.
1201 10th Street. Go Tiger! See you at the games!
Living a life I love, loving a life I live.
Local Credit Union would like to send a huge congratulations to 2024 graduating class. Are you ready to take the next step towards a brighter future after graduation? Secure your dreams with our flexible and affordable graduation loans. Whether you're looking to pursue a higher education, start a business, or simply need financial assistance as you start a new chapter of life, we've got you covered. Visit Local Credit Union today. Member NCUA.
Chloe Lennar shoots one to short on the left side. One hop is out of the glove. And we'll see if they score that as a hit or an error, because it might be the first hit of the day for the Lady Tigers. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It's a base runner. I'm going to wait and see what the official score says. Yeah, they'll call that an error. So E6. But you know what? At this point, if you're Alamogordo, you don't care. As long as you're getting on the base paths and trying to put something together, that's all that really matters. And so Alamogordo with the runner on first and nobody out in the top of the fourth inning. 1-0 Centennial. Shows bunt, brings it back, pitches a called strike, and it's 0-1. Maybe there was a miscommunication on. Chloe Lennar looked a little confused over first, like maybe she was supposed to be running there. I don't know. The 0-1, and this is hit in the air, shallow left field. This might drop. It does. Lennar will get to third. She will be able to score on this. As here comes the throw in. It's not in time. Evans will go back to second. It's an RBI double, and the Lady Tigers are on the board for the first time today, and they have tied up this game at 1 apiece. Lennar scores from third. The left fielder for Centennial, Hooten, tried to make a diving play on it along the line at third, and it went over her glove and all the way out to the corner in front of the scoreboard in left field, and that's going to lead to a defensive change after that. So Centennial change right away after the defensive error, and I don't want to call that an error, to be honest. I think that was just a little bit of a miscue. I would call that a hit. They haven't put it up there yet, but that's a difficult play for the left fielder to get to. The conservative one would have been for her to just, play it on the bounce. And so number 9, and that is Alina Estrada. She played in the first game. She is now out in right field again. Runner on second, and Iceland Ortiz the plate with nobody out, shows bunt, and tried to lay one down, but couldn't make contact, and the count is 0-1. Whole new ball game now, 1-1. And Evans looks like she is a little worse for wear after something happened in that play. Now she kind of tweaked her knee a little bit. David Maldonado, Fernando Lennar out there to check on her. I think she just needs to walk it off. I'm not sure. Maybe it was and she's kind of rolling her ankle a little bit, so I wonder if she sort of rolled her ankle on the play. And Coach Charlene Reyes is out of the dugout at the moment. And I think there's something that they wanted to change here. I think they're going to take a courtesy here. Evans is the catcher. And so Alamogordo is going to put in a courtesy runner for Haley Evans. And she's the catcher. Lady Tigers are still trying to figure out who's headed out there. Is it Chamberlain? Still trying to determine who the courtesy runner is here. They haven't come out of the dugout. There we go. Peyton Mersch now comes out of the dugout and will run for Evans. And so maybe allowing Haley to get a little bit of treatment while the inning is going on so she can be ready to go when she's back out there at catcher. Kind of unusual. Lady Tigers rarely used a courtesy runner for Haley, mainly because she's got really good speed. But most teams use a courtesy runner for their catcher. And so Ortiz behind the count 0-1 with the runner on second. And here's a pop-up that'll get out of play. And just behind the stands. And we don't have protective netting over the top of us here at this field, but it'd be kind of difficult with the amount of stands they have. But it's a very, very high netting above or behind home plate. Just doesn't cover the stands. Runner on second with nobody out, the 0-2. And that'll miss just a little bit high. And the count is 1-2. The Tigers reached on an error to open the inning, and then Haley Evans lifted an RBI double up the third base line. And the Lady Tigers trying to take their first lead of the day. Ortiz swings and misses and strikes out. So there's one down, and Alyssa Bautista will come to the plate now. Top of the fourth inning on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. We're all tied up at 1 now. And so Bautista, a ground out right back to the pitcher her first time up. Decent contact on it, just unfortunately was right at him. So watch that first pitch in there for a called strike. Outer half of the plate about belt high. It's 0-1. Here's the line of the pitch from Rodriguez. And Alyssa held up on a pitch about chin high. And the count evens up at 1-1. Daviana Gonzalez in the on-deck circle for Alamogordo. As Bautista tries to get that runner in from second. Here's a 1-1. Fouls it off and off the screen. And landed right in the left-hand batter's box where Bautista was just at. Very tight tension on that netting behind home plate as well. So when it hits it, it takes a pretty heavy carom off of it, especially if a pitch goes back to it. 2-strike count now on Bautista. As Rodriguez looks in, here comes the 1-2. And this is high in the air again to shallow left field, but the shortstop this time gets back there. That was a little bit more of a high pop-up from Bautista than it was by Evans. And Aaliyah Betancourt makes the play for Centennial. She caught that one right at about the foul line in the outfield grass. And so it'll be Daviana Gonzalez now, popped out to center field her first time up. She's had some big hits for the Lady Tigers this season. Be a big hit to bring that runner in from second. She check swings. It's a called strike anyway. And the count is 0-1. Quick check of the wrist sheet for Gonzalez, and here comes the pitch. And this is popped up and out of play. And so the count is 0-2. Long look into the dugout by Gonzalez before she toes the rubber. Catcher kind of setting up on the outer half of the plate and reaching out there and getting a piece of it and sending it out of play. Up the third base side is Gonzalez as she earns herself another swing. Baden Mersch, the runner at second for Alamogordo. She came in as a courtesy runner for Haley Evans after she kind of tweaked something on a Ortiz was looking to bunt, and Evans was moving towards third and had to reverse back to second. And so I don't know if it was an ankle, knee, but something. She stayed in the game for a little bit, and then they put in a courtesy runner. And this is a ground ball left side, and a good play there by Betancourt as she gets to her left. She's got amazing range over there and throws on to first and gets the out. But the Lady Tigers able to answer back. They fell behind 1-0 and get an RBI double from Haley Evans, and we're all tied at 1 after 3.5 innings on the Richardson Motors scoreboard. Let's thank our state tournament sponsors today. First National Bank, main branch at 414 10th Street. Tula Rosa and Cloudcroft. Give them a call at 575-437-4880. JBL Construction and Consulting, Bobby Lotta owner. Striving for excellence in all they do. 575-430-5105. Padilla Brothers Investments at 575-551-1883 for your real estate needs, and also on Facebook. Casa Auto Group, Casa Toyota, Casa Honda, Casa CDJR, that's Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, and Casa Chevy GMC, all in Alamogordo, and CasaAutoGroup.com. And Casa Tierra Title Company and Abstracts. Servicing Alamogordo for over 20 years. 2420 North White Sands. 575-434-6770. So we go to the bottom of the fourth inning. And for Centennial, heart of the order, 3, 4, and 5. Which first time through, Sid did a pretty solid job against. All three of them did not pick up a hit. First hit of the day for Centennial came off a single from Aaliyah Betancourt. Later in that inning, Stevie Jimenez would triple in Addie Mocha, who had reached on a error. And so we're all tied up at 1 after Haley Evans answered back in the top of the fourth inning. Here's a high pop-up that should stay in play. Nope, did not. Just went over the netting and into the stands. Shows how good my depth perception is, 0-1. And so an 0-1 count here to Perez. Valles and Rodriguez all due up in the inning for Centennial. Every time horse steps into the batter's box, Perez draws a little cross in the dirt. That always get a kick out of hitters, pitchers, and they're got little things that they like to do to kind of keep their routine a particular way. Here's a ground ball, and off the glove of Kosum. She was ranging to her right to get it. And that's kind of been a difference we've seen in this game. That you look to the last inning, and actually the last couple innings for Centennial, and their shortstop made 2 or 3 plays where kind of in that way where it was deep in the hole, she was able to get to it and make the play, whereas the Lady Tigers in a couple of situations, and it's been at second and at short, just haven't been able to make the play. And, you know, again, those are little things you put a base runner on. I think we're going to see the DP get taken out for Alina Estrada here. So she'll just enter for her. They put that down as a hit. So not an error on Kosum. And again, I think on those 2 plays that that Betancourt made, I think if she doesn't make the play, it's probably an infield hit. But you know, a lot of times it's just those little things that maybe you just chalk up to not much that can make a difference in a game that's obviously as nip and tuck as this one is. And they were waiting for the now we got Coach Charlene Reyes out of the dugout. I don't think they ever made the change with the umpire when they changed out left field. Or I didn't remember seeing him change his card, but it doesn't really matter. I'm sure they're just trying to make sure that they got that correct. One of the field umpires talking with Sydney Lessentine at the moment. And so I think they're trying to get this clarified. And I think we're ready to go now. Estrada is the runner at first as she comes in for the designated player Perez. And there's one runner on with nobody out here in the bottom of the fourth. Centennial trying to answer back after seeing the Lady Tigers tied up. Lessentine ready to go. And here's the 0-1, or the first pitch. And this is a high pop-up that will go back in our direction. I'm not even sure where that one landed. The sun shouldn't be an issue. When it goes down, it'll be kind of looking up the left field line, or the third base line. So it's not, we're kind of pointed towards the northwest, towards center field. So I don't think it'll be an issue for hitters or fielders, to be honest. As a ground ball goes foul, 0-2 towards the Centennial dugout on the third base side. Like I said, there are some shadows in the outfield because of the trees out there. You always look for those kind of things that might have an impact on something out there. I just don't think there's a whole lot today. The only things I would say is maybe the heat. It's just that, you know, these players have been out here most of the day, but they're young. They'll be all right. Here comes an 0-2. And that one will be in the dirt outside. And 1-2. Three hits for Centennial. 1 run and 1 error. Alamogordo with 1 hit, 1 run, and 1 error themselves. As Lessentine goes into a motion, here's the pitch. High pop-up again, out of play. And we keep the count at 1-2. Baez struck out her first time up, was caught looking. It's 2 strikeouts in the game for Lessentine. And Sid bends over and gets ready into her motion. Here's the pitch. And this is hit in the air to right center field. That'll get down. Herrera's got it, tosses it up, hits the cutoff at Kosum, moves the runner up to third, and a single for Baez puts runners at the corners with nobody out. So just lifted in the air out to right center field. And Centennial with the golden opportunity here. A deep fly ball could put them back in front. And Zantel Rodriguez, who had 5 RBIs in game number 1, comes to the plate in a big spot. And I don't know, I mean, you look through the Centennial lineup, I don't know if you'd even think about, what's what I'm looking for. Well, I've lost my train of thought with all the noise here. Yeah, I'm not sure what I was going to say there. Anyway, the Lady Tigers talking things over. Let's thank our Lady Tiger State Tournament sponsors. Jake Roberts and Jessica Cole with Remax of Alamogordo, 3410 North White Sands, 575-446-8574. 84 Lumber at 3401 North White Sands, 575-434-3850. Pioneer Abstract and Title Company, Jimmy and Tina Deere owners, 909 Delaware Avenue, 575-437-5810. Maskey's Heating and Cooling, servicing ultimate home comfort. My champion, 575-551-1351. And Seaberg Dermatology at 1401 10th Street, Suite C. High pop-up that should be playable in foul territory, and Clothenar makes the play. And a big, big first out as Rodriguez pops out in foul territory. And the Lady Tigers most certainly needed that. By the way, to finish off Seaberg Dermatology there, 575-437-4533, DermHappy.com. I don't even know where my train of thought was before I started getting into that. As here comes the pitch from Lessentine. And going around on one and kind of frustrated with herself was Kayla Hernandez. She tried to check her swing, but her momentum carried her through. Counts 0-1. Sit into her motion. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, and she chased one upstairs again. They did let Baez advance to second on the play, which is fine. You don't want to try to throw it out there and allow that run to come in from third. You'll take the stolen base there. As Evans just threw it right back to the pitcher, trying to maybe catch Estrada leaving early from third. As here comes the 0-2. And she rips it to left field and down for a base hit. One run will score. Baez will try to score. Here comes the throw to the plate. Not in time. And it's a 2 RBI double for Kayla Hernandez. And Centennial has retaken the lead 3-1. So Centennial goes in front. And Aaliyah Betancourt will come to the plate for the Lady Hawks. A 3-1 lead now. And that pitch is in there for a called strike on the inner half of the plate. The count's 0-1. Betancourt singled in her first at-bat, also picked up a stolen base, and was tagged out trying to steal third. Here comes the 0-1. Hard hit and a fair ball to third base line, out to the corner. One run will score. Betancourt will stop at second and changes places with her teammate, and it's 4-1 Centennial. So the Lady Hawks bats coming alive in the inning. Single, single, double, double, with a pop out in between. And Addie Mocha will come to the plate. Still with just one out in the inning and a runner on second. 3 runs home for the Lady Hawks. As into the motion, here comes Lessentine as that pitch is a little above the belt, and the count is 1-0. So 3 runs home for Centennial in the inning on 4 hits. They've got 6 for the game now. And the pitch from Lessentine. Looking for that outside corner, gets the called strike. And the count evens up at 1-1. Now it's big on the Lady Tigers to not let their shoulders slump after this inning and see if they can battle back in the top of the 5th. Able to do so in the 4th inning. Hard hit and into the Centennial dugout, and took a carom, I thought, off of one of the Centennial players. I don't know if that hit somebody in the dugout there. I think everybody's okay, hopefully. And the count is 1-2. Getting a little bit of cloud cover moving across our area now. I think I'm adding that just because I'm excited about the cloud cover. Runner on second, a 4-1 deficit now for the Lady Tigers as the Lady Hawks are trying to add on to this lead. The 1-2, high and outside, and the count goes 2-2. Addie Mocha at the plate. Aaliyah Betancourt out at second. Sydney Lessentine into her motion. Here's the pitch, and line drive right at the shortstop Ortiz. Betancourt was smart to stay close to the bag, didn't get doubled up. So there's 2 down, and Monet Chavez will come to the plate. Chavez swings and pops one up out of play behind home plate. And somebody standing right at the back of the fence to our left tried to make the barehanded catch, couldn't reel it in. As here comes the 0-1 to Chavez. High pop up again, this time further back. And the count is 0-2. 2 down in the inning here in the bottom of the fourth, but a big inning for Centennial as they put 3 up on the scoreboard. And the Lady Tigers trying to minimize the damage as much as they can. Getting into the later portions of this game. That'll be top of the 5th inning for the Lady Tigers when they come up to hit. And outside it misses, 1-2. And they steal over to third. I look down at my score sheet, and surprisingly, Betancourt moved up to third with 2 outs. They threw over there to third and just didn't quite get her. Obviously, anything into the outfield that gets down scores the run now. With her speed, I think she would have scored from second if something gets in the outfield anyway. 1-2, high and away. And it gets away from the catcher. And then they try to throw it to Lessentine to tag out Betancourt. And Lessentine frustrated when she went to go grab her glove. The player from Centennial stepped on it because she went to go step on the plate again for some reason. Betancourt kind of turned back to apologize, but I don't know why she went. I don't know why she went back to the plate. She had already stepped on the plate, though. Now, the umpire talking it over with the coach now. But you can tell Lessentine. It's high emotion, you know. So they had talked it over with the umpiring group, and I don't think anything came of that there. And again, you know, you can't say what's going on inside somebody's head of whether there was anything that was certainly not intentional. But, you know, for Lessentine, who had lost her glove when she was trying to get there to apply the tag, and then when she was going to get it, the girl kind of stepped on it because it was on home plate. And swing and a miss and a strikeout to Chavez. The inning is over, but a big inning for Centennial as they lead 5-1. And we go to the top of the 5th inning on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. You're listening to Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019.
Custom work is what Ochoa Stucco does best. Whether you need an estimate for your home or business, you won't find better quality work anywhere. Contact Ochoa Stucco today. Like them on Facebook, 575-442-6745. Go Tigers!
Use the equity in your home to finance your dreams. This is AJ from First National Bank. Plan that special vacation, those home improvements, or simply pay off bills. It's easy. Apply for your home equity line of credit today.
Member FDIC. Equal housing lender. All loans subject to credit approval.
spring into a home equity loan with OFCU, offering a reduced home equity rate for your spring fixes. Now through the end of May, OFCU will pay your $300 admin fees. Get a fixed rate of 5.99% APR for first lien position and 6.99% APR for second lien position. Unlock the equity in your home and save. Apply online today. OteroFCU.org. Other restrictions to apply. All loans are subject to credit approval. Rates are based on credit worthiness. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing lender.
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. The Alamogordo Lady Tigers with a 5-1 deficit and have to try to answer back here as Madison Ruiz will come to the plate. And I just put an update up that we're not through 5 innings. We are through 4 innings. So we're in the top of the 5th. And Ruiz ahead in the count 1-0. She'll watch the next pitch in there. And the count is 1-1. Now, they'll have to really change the trend here against Zantel Rodriguez. They haven't been able to get much off of her. This game, they've had their best chances. 1 inning due to walks, and then, of course, an error and a double led to their first run against Centennial today. And showing bunt, bringing it back as the pitch misses at the letters. And the count is 2-1. So if you're just joining us, first 2 innings went scoreless. And then Centennial would put up a run in the 3rd. Lady Tigers answered back with a run in the top of the 4th. And then 4 runs from Centennial in the bottom of the 4th inning. And they lead 5-1. Ruiz will run past that and watch it miss high and outside. And the count is 3-1 now. So Rodriguez steps into the pitcher's rubber. And a swing and a miss from Ruiz. And she took a big hack at it, but comes up empty, and the count is 3-2. Now, certainly you go back to some of the stuff in the last inning, and hey, man, these two teams that we talked about have played. This is the 5th time they played this year. They know each other well. This is a soft little pop-up in foul territory and running and making a nice underhanded grab and then crashing into the netting is the third baseman, Kayla Hernandez, and there's one down. But, these are two teams that know each other really well. It's become a rivalry in the last few years. Centennial's been at the top of the state for each of the last 3 or 4 or 5 years. It feels like it's been like that and been the top of the district. And this year Alamogordo was able to win the district and were the number 1 seed in the state and came into this in the advantageous position. And, Centennial has played better today. They've had the better of it. And here's a base hit out to right field. And this will allow Kosum to get to second with her speed. And she sends it out to right center. And we'll see if that starts something for the Lady Tigers. They've got time. They don't have to get it all back here. But this top of the order, which has been very good in this postseason, has got to come through if the Lady Tigers are going to rally back here in this state championship game. So the Lady Tigers will send Maylee Herrera to the plate. Maylee put down a sacrifice bunt and a strikeout in her other at-bat. She's 0 for 2. Second hit of the day there for Alamogordo by Kosum. Herrera shows bunt, brings it back. And it's a called strike. And so the count is 0-1. And we've got, I think, Centennial talking things over, I think, defensive strategy here. Rodriguez had walked towards her catcher a little bit and was discussing something with her in front of the circle. And now we're ready to go. Herrera watches that right in there for a strike. Kosum goes, and surprisingly, the catcher Chavez did not try to throw it out to third, and so Kosum picks up a stolen base. And they called that a ball? Okay, no, it's 0-2. I would say I thought that was a strike. Okay. Scoreboard just had it incorrect. So it should be 0-2. The umpire, I know the fans are looking back at the scoreboard, people, and are upset, but the umpires have got the stuff on the field. It's okay. They won't go off of that, I promise. Here's the 0-2. And this is hit to right field. That's a base hit. Well, Lady Tigers have added back one run, and Herrera going to try to stretch it into a double. She will get there standing up, and the Lady Tigers trying to rally here. Haven't had much success at the plate in this series today, and all of a sudden, back-to-back doubles, and the Lady Tigers have made it a 5-2 ball game as Maylee Herrera and Amani Kosum go back-to-back doubles, and Alamo refuses to go away quietly here. And so it's Sydney Lessentine to the plate. A ground out and a strikeout. Herrera standing at second, and the Tiger fans trying to rally their team. And fouled off and back to the screen for Lessentine, and the count is 0-1. Rodriguez ready to go here. Top of 5, and now a 5-2 ball game. The 0-1 to Lessentine. And she hits this high in the air to left field. It is carrying. It is out of here. A home run. And the Lady Tigers have made it a one-run game on Sydney Lessentine's two-run bomb to left field. And Alamogordo has rallied back to make this a one-run game. What a state title game. My goodness. Double home run. And showing the mettle of this Lady Tiger team as they get extra base hits for the first time against Centennial today. And they get 3 of them in a row, including a home run. 5-4 your score. And Chloe Lennar will come to the plate now. It's one of those that was it ever going to, you didn't know if it was going to happen at some point because the Lady Tigers had just not been able to solve Zantel Rodriguez. And all of a sudden, this top of the order, which I've talked about a ton, which has been so good, has really stepped up in the Lady Tigers' moment of need. Lunar will foul it off back to the screen, and the count's 0-1. And a little bit of a gut check for Centennial now as Alamo's got some momentum on their side. Can they avoid letting Alamo continue this inning? There's one down and the bases are empty. And the pitch. And this is a ground ball off the glove of the third baseman. Lunar will reach first. And the Lady Tigers inning continues here with 1 out and a runner on. And that's something we haven't seen much of from Centennial. I've been really praising them for their defense in the first game and in this game. And that's kind of the first, well, the one that dropped in left field was one of them. They're going to call that an error, so E5, I'm sorry. And maybe this is just what the Lady Tiger hitters needed here was some confidence. You know, it kind of leaked in there a little bit when Haley got the double in the last inning. And all of a sudden, Alamo's putting base runners on and, you know, recognizing, hey, this is the moment. If they're going to figure it out, they've got to do it now. And they've so far managed to make it happen. But it's still a big hill to climb, that one run. And I got to say, the way the bats are going between these two teams, as I was talking about with La Cueva yesterday, no lead might be safe here as we go down the stretch. Evans unable to make contact on an off-speed pitch there from Rodriguez, and the count is 0-1. After the 4-run bottom of the fourth for Centennial, the Lady Tigers have answered back with 3 in the top of the fifth. And that one's right at the knees for a called strike, and the count is 0-2. So Lenard first, Evans at the plate. She doubled in a run and has walked in her 2 at-bats today. And that's just a little bit above the belt, and the count is 1-2. It's kind of been interesting to watch the ebb and flow of the fans' moods as well. Just between half innings here, it's been back and forth. Evans gets a foul tip into the glove. And that should be 3. Okay, Evans, I think, thought that was not 3. So it's 2 out, and Iceland Ortiz will come to the plate with still a runner on first. Ortiz will show bunt initially. I don't know if she would try to bunt in this spot. She'll foul it off and back to the screen. Ice popped out to second and struck out in her 2 tries. And she's behind in the count here, 0-1. So now 4 runs on 4 hits for the Lady Tigers, 1 error defensively for them. Centennial 5 runs on 6 hits and 2 errors. The pitch from Rodriguez. That's high and away. Lunar off the bag a little bit, brought Chavez out of her stance, but she holds on to the softball. And her and Coach Lunar over there in the first base box having a discussion at the moment. Squaring the bunt is Ortiz. She'll put the back on her shoulder and hit a ground ball right at the third baseman. It's off her body, and that's going to be another error. That's a tough play for the third baseman. As Kayla Hernandez just had that, it was hard hit, and she was moving in expecting the bunt, and it comes right up in on her chest, and that is a really difficult one. They mark that as a hit, so they're going to give that a hit, not an error. That's really, really difficult for a fielder that's looking to field the bunt, and then it's a full swing right at her. And so they'll give a single there to Ortiz. And can Alyssa Bautista, at minimum here, tie up this ball game with a base hit? 2 outs. And Alamogordo down 5-4. And she fouls it off, and it's back to the screen. It's an 0-1 count. 8th hitter of the inning for the Lady Tigers. Maddie Ruiz popped out to start, and then double home run. Error, strikeout, single. Swing and a miss from Bautista. And she's behind in the count here, 0-2. Runners on first and second for the Lady Tigers. And Rodriguez looks a little nonplussed about what the pitch call is. Now she's got it from the dugout, and Bautista will step out of the batter's box because of the slight delay. But we're ready to go now. The 0-2. And low and away it misses, and Bautista able to lay off. The count is 1-2. Now this has turned into a great game. The first game, Alamo fell behind early and never got going. And this one has been a lot of fun. Centennial takes the lead, the Lady Tigers tied up. Centennial takes a big lead, and Alamogordo's drawn it back within 1. And Bautista doesn't go. Pitch misses a little bit high, I think. 2-2. Unsurprisingly, got the ire of the Centennial fans there. Didn't miss by very much. So the count now even for the Lady Tiger designated player in this game. As here's the 2-2. And she keeps it alive as she sends it off the end of the bat to the screen. And so we stay 2-2. Here's the pitch. That's high into the backstop, and that's going to let the Lady Tigers move up to second and third. And that could certainly be big there if Bautista is able to come up with something here on 3-2. Daviana Gonzalez stands in the on-deck circle if Bautista reaches. A 3-2 count. 2 outs, runners on second and third. Alamogordo trailing 5-4 in the top of the fifth. And a chopper right back to the pitcher. It'll be an easy play for Rodriguez, and the inning is over. But what a great answer there from the Lady Tigers as they get 3 runs. One off an RBI double from Maylee Herrera, and a 2-run home run from Sydney Lessentine. And this one still left to be decided here as we go to the bottom of the fifth. 5-4, Centennial in front on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. And let's give a shout out to our Lady Tiger State Tournament sponsors. We'll start with Matzke's Heating and Cooling, installing and servicing ultimate home comfort by Champion, 575-551-1351. First National Bank, main branch at 414 10th Street. Branches in Tularosa and Cloudcroft, 575-437-4880. First National, I just said that, Pioneer Abstract and Title Company. Jimmy and Tina Deere owners, 909 Delaware Avenue, 575-437-5810. JBL Construction and Consulting, Bobby owner, striving for excellence in all they do, 575-430-5105. 84 Lumber at 3401 North White Sands, 575-434-3850. All right, so the Lady Tigers back out to pitch, and now the question is, can Centennial answer back? They have the big bottom of the fourth inning as they notched 4 hits and 4 runs. And they will send up the top of their order here with Stevie Jimenez leading things off. She tripled in a run in the third. That was the first run of the game scored. And then a strikeout back in the first inning. So the bottom of the fifth inning, and Alamogordo trailing 5-4. And Lessentine goes into her motion. Here's the pitch. And that comes in and hits her. And so a tough start to the inning for Lessentine as she gives up a base runner right away. And it'll be Caprice Barela coming to the plate now. Barela has popped out and lined out in her 2 at-bats. The lineout was a great grab in right center field by Maylee Herrera, diving. And a bunt, and that's a good one. It'll be an easy throw. Well, it was a less than easy throw to first because Amani was coming over to cover the bag, but in front of her was Daviana Gonzalez, and Gonzalez caught it in front of her, had to reach out and tag Barela as she was coming by. And that was one of those that could have ended in tears there for the Lady Tigers because number one, Barela is able to get by the tag, or the 2 Lady Tigers collide. That could have been first and second with nobody out. But it brings up Destiny Perez, who singled and scored. And she shoots this one to left field. Is it down fair? No. Continues to slice foul up the third base line. And the count is 0-1. Perez a ground out in her first at-bat, and then the single and the run scored in the fourth. She's 1 for 2 on the day. Jimenez at second. And one down. And how nice it would be for the Lady Tigers to score those 3 runs and not let Centennial get 1 or 2 back on them here. That one's at the eyes, and 1-1. Well, the Hawks have been pretty aggressive in the base pass, stealing third. I think they've done it twice today. So Evans has got to be ready. Now, I don't know if they would do it with someone in the left-hand batter's box with the right-hand batter's box open. That makes it kind of an easy throw for the catcher. Or easier, I should say. And that one dips down and inside. And the count is 2-1. A 5A state championship on the line, and it's been a good one so far. Fouled off and off the screen. And we even up the count at 2-2. Everybody ready? And here comes the 2-2. And again, popped up and out of play. And the count remains 2-2 here on Perez. Amanda Baez, who singled and scored in the 4th inning, is standing in the on-deck circle for the Lady Hawks. And here it comes. That's in the dirt. Nice scoop out of the dirt by Evans to not allow Jimenez to go anywhere. And the count runs full now on the number 3 hitter for Centennial. 3-2 with 1 out in the bottom of the 5th inning. And Centennial in front by a run. Runner on second. Sid ready to go. There comes the pitch. And hard hit, base hit. That'll get down all the way to the wall in right field. Should score the run. They will hold the runner at first. But the Lady Tigers trail 6-4, and Coach Charlene Reyes out of the dugout. And I don't know if they're going to make a change here or not. Ends up an RBI single for Perez. Well, I'm not sure what. Did they ever tell the umpire that they had subbed back in Perez? He never told him, is there, because they brought in Estrada as the. They subbed her out. They put in Estrada as the pinch runner. And I think the question is, did the Centennial coach tell the home plate umpire? I don't know if that'll change anything. We'll see. Yep, she's out. And I think the run's got to come off the board, doesn't it? So that was just an error by the Centennial coach. And so I think they have to put the runner back on the base path. She would be on second, I believe. Yeah, so that's just a mistake by the coach to not tell the home plate umpire that he was subbing her back in. And there wasn't really any kind of big protest from the Centennial coach there. He talked with the umpire and then walked back in the other direction, and so I think he recognized the mistake. Well, and I would say, credit to Coach Reyes for noticing that and, asking the umpire about it. So, and I think they'll have to take the run off the scoreboard, which they haven't done yet, but. So, I'll have to adjust my score sheet here. As that pitch misses. And the count's 1-0. And that'll be the turn for the Alamogordo fans to be confused about the scoreboard. Surprised nobody started yelling yet. And this one hit hard and hit high, but out of play. And the count is 1-1. Yeah, there it is. I knew somebody from the Alamo fans would get upset there. Here's a line drive, and that's a base hit. They're not going to have to fix the scoreboard because they'll bring in that runner from second on the double from Bias, and it's 6-4 Centennial. Now, hopefully it didn't spend too much time trying to figure that one out, I guess. And so it's 6-4 now. Centennial leads. And it'll bring up Zantel Rodriguez. Well, I think it will. Or are we going to... I'm not sure what the pause was there. That was weird. There was something happening over towards the Centennial dugout, but anyway. And that one's in there at the belt for a called strike on Rodriguez, and the count's 0-1. She's 0 for 2 today. A couple of pop-outs, one to second and one to third. So Centennial answers back with the run here in the bottom of the fifth. And that pitch will miss outside. Count evens up at 1-1. This one, a little pop-up on the infield. Easy play for Kosum, and the inning is over. But Centennial gets back one of those runs they gave up in the top half of the inning. 6-4 your scores. We go to the top of the sixth. And the Lady Tigers up to hit, and they will send up 8, 9, and 1 in the order when we return here to the University of New Mexico in the Class 5A State Championship. On the Richardson Motor scoreboard, Centennial 6, Alamogordo 4.
Ryan Richardson Motor Company wishes the Tigers an amazing winning season. May your efforts match your dreams. Buy, sell, or trade late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Financing available. Stop by for a test drive and score an amazing deal with Ryan Richardson Motor Company. 318 South White Sands Boulevard or online at ryanrichardson.company. That's ryanrichardson.company.
Financial literacy. Why is it important to teach kids to save? This is AJ with First National Bank. Learning to save at an early age helps train children to become reliable about savings and become financially responsible as adults. First National Bank wants to help you inspire your kids to save by creating good habits early with our Learning to Save program. Parents can use this fun strategy to help encourage children to save and connect with them about financial responsibility. We're here to help with your financial questions at any age. Member FDIC.
Daviana Gonzalez leads things off here for the Lady Tigers in the top of the sixth, trailing 6-4 on the Richardson Motors scoreboard. And she hits this in the air to center field. Will it drop? It will. And Gonzalez with a leadoff single for the Lady Tigers. And just like that, the Alamogordo bats have awoken. And they get a base runner on. And so Maddie Ruiz will come to the plate. Maddie, a ground out and a pop out. And we'll see if she's looking to bunt to try to move the runner up. Well, she's just going to watch that with the bat on her shoulder. It misses low. And the count's 1-0. And we get the sun back out. I said, I don't think it should be too big of an issue for anybody out there. Pitch is high. And it's 2-0 now here for Ruiz. And Coach Ronnie Reyes is going to want to talk to his hitter. As he wants to give her some thoughts on what to do here on a 2-0 count. Is she trying to put down the bunt, or is she swinging away? Looking to bunt, brings it back. And so it's 3-0 as the pitch misses high. And now Zantel Rodriguez and Kayla Hernandez having a discussion, the third baseman and the pitcher for Centennial, near the circle. And a 3-0 count here for Ruiz. Sure she'll be taking. And that's in there for a called strike. And the count 3-1 now. Ruiz, who's mainly been the flex player this season, but when she's got a chance to hit, she's done pretty well at times. And she fouls this off back to the screen. And it's 3-2. Amani Kosum waits in the on-deck circle for the Lady Tigers. And here comes the pitch from Rodriguez. And again, she's able to foul this one off over towards the Centennial dugout on the third base side. And she'll get to see another pitch here, 3-2. Get some good contact on that pitch, but see if she can maybe push one out to left field here. And Ruiz will step back. Rodriguez wasn't ready to go at the pitching rubber yet. And now Ruiz steps in. Gonzalez on first after a leadoff single. And here is a ball to the left side of the infield. They will not be able to get it to first in time. Ruiz hits it deep in the hole to short, and her speed carries her for an infield single. And it's first and second now with nobody out on back-to-back singles to lead off the inning for the Lady Tigers. And now it'll be Amani Kosum. And now we see the entire Centennial team coming into the infield to talk things over. Not just the infield, but the outfielders are going to chat it out. Big smile on Coach Ronnie Reyes' face as he just got done chatting with Amani Kosum, and I think certainly liking the energy that he's seeing from his team here in Game 2 as compared to Game 1, as they've shown a lot of fight, certainly after falling behind 5-1. And home plate umpire standing out in the circle and breaking up the meeting. And so it'll be Amani Kosum, and it looks like she's going to try to hit from the left-hand side again. She doubled from the right-hand side in her last at-bat. And so Kosum sees the first pitch, and she'll watch it right in there for a strike. I should say she ran at the pitch and didn't swing, and now she'll move over to the right-hand side. I'm never sure on the strategy with that. I mean, I know a lot of the season she's on 2 strikes. Move over to the right-hand side. She's definitely a better hitter from this side. She pops this one up out of play, and it will get back behind the stands. And so the count 0-2 now to Kosum. What a great hit there from Ruiz, by the way. 3-2. And the 7th pitch of the at-bat. I want to praise that again. That was fine hitting for someone who, again, doesn't get a ton of opportunities to hit, but she gets a chance here in the state title game, and she comes through. 0-2 to Kosum. Watches that one miss high, and the count is 1-2. But a good waste pitch there from Gonzalez as she tried to get Rodriguez to chase. Daviana Gonzalez at second, Maddie Ruiz at first. The 8 and 9 hitters getting back-to-back singles to start the inning for the Lady Tigers. The number 1 hitter, Kosum, at the plate, the 1-2, and she watches that miss high. And the count is 2-2. So Rodriguez ready to go. Here's the pitch. Again high. And after falling behind 0-2, Kosum has worked it to 3-2 now with nobody out and runners on first and second in the top of the 6th. Kosum a couple extra practice swings before she steps back into the box. And the Alamogordo Lady Tiger fans trying to get behind Amani Kosum. The 3-2. And she hits it in the air right to the shortstop. And an easy grab on a soft liner to Stevie Jimenez. To Aaliyah Betancourt. And there's one down. And so Maylee Herrera will come to the plate. She doubled to right center field her last time up, brought in a run. She's put down a bunt and has struck out in her 3 tries today. Lady Tigers down by 2 here in the top of the 6th. And Herrera in at the left-hand batter's box, right-handed pitching Denzel Rodriguez. And that pitch will miss high, maybe a touch outside as well. And the count is 1-0. Now, she walked 3 back in the first inning, but has limited the walks since that point. In fact, hasn't given up another one since the first inning. But the Lady Tigers have hit the ball much better here in game 2. Ground ball to the right side. That's through for a base hit. They are going to send Gonzalez home. Nope, they're going to hold her up. That was a smart move by Coach Ronnie Reyes, because Davi would have been out the plate. And so that's 3 singles in the inning. And the base is loaded now for Sydney Lessentine, who hit a 2-run home run in her last appearance. And we'll see a visit from the bench from the Centennial coach. And while that happens, we will thank our Lady Tiger State Tournament sponsors, as we thank Kasi Tierra Title and Abstracts, serving Alamogordo for over 20 years. 2420 North White Sands, 575-434-6770. Seaburger Dermatology, 1401 10th Street, Suite C, 575-437-4533. DermHappy.com. Jake Roberts and Jessica Cole with Remax of Alamogordo, 3410 North White Sands, 575-446-8574. Casa Auto Group, Casa Toyota, Casa Honda, Casa Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep and Ram, and Casa Chevy GMC. CasaAutoGroup.com. And Padilla Brothers Investments, 575-551-1883 for your real estate needs, and also on Facebook. And we are going to see a pitching change here for Centennial, as they're going to bring in Caprice Barela from right field to pitch Hawks. They've got a 2-run lead. The Lady Tigers have the bases loaded with 1 out, and Sydney Lessentine coming to the plate. When we come back, you're listening to Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019.
The Winner Circle has been outfitting champions for over 50 years in Otero County. Established in 1970 by our Gigi and Big John.
Let's show our school spirit. Whether you're a Tiger, Wildcat, Bear, or Chief, we can make t-shirts, sweatshirts, polos, and hats. And we do custom embroidery too. The Winner Circle does it all. Custom orders available for businesses, squadrons, and organizations like hats, polos, name tags, also trophies and awards.
Winner Circle.
1201 10th Street. Go Tiger! See you at the games!
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230-1019. And so it's just a switch in position here. They'll move Zentel Rodriguez out to right field and bring Caprice Barella into pitch. Top of the sixth. And the Lady Tigers, Sydney Lessentine, who just hit a 2-run home run, at the plate with the bases loaded and 1 out. The right-handed pitcher in Barella. And that pitch misses high. Tough spot to come in with the bases loaded and 1 out. Softball doesn't tend to be a sport where you get relief pitchers a ton. But, you know, as I've been told many times, Centennial's got 2 or 3 really good pitchers. So they believe in their pitching depth and are trusting on it here to get them out of a jam. High and outside, and just kind of leaked away from the glove of the catcher, Chavez, and it's 2-0. And we'll see both Baez and Hernandez come in and talk to their teammate in the circle before the next pitch. And you understand the juice is probably, a couple pitches high. Juice is really flowing here. It's a big moment. And you know you're going up against a dangerous hitter. 2-0. And that's above the belt, 3-0. So it is Gonzalez at third, Ruiz at second, and Herrera at first. 3-0. That's a called strike, and the count is 3-1. Right about the thighs. And understandably will be taking there on 3-0 for Lessentine. But now 3-1. Now you got the green light. And here comes the pitch. Who swings through it. And a good pitch there from Barela. And it's 3-2. Chloe Lunar in the on-deck circle for Alamogordo. But as big of a moment in this game as we've seen. With Ruiz's speed, a base hit to the outfield. Could score 2 runs. Here is a ground ball. What a play at third. They'll get 1. That's it. The run will score. They get the force out at third. That was a fantastic play by, once again, the shortstop, Aaliyah Betancourt, who kept it on the infield. And so Gonzalez scores and makes it 6-5. Ruiz is out for the second out. And so it'll be first and third. Fielder's choice, by the way, puts Lessentine on, and then Addison Chamberlain will come onto the base pass to run for Sydney. And so Lunar, who's reached twice on errors and once on a walk. First and second for the Lady Tigers here, looking to tie up this ball game. They've drawn back the run they gave up in the bottom of the fifth. But the 8th grader Lunar have a big hit here for the Lady Tigers. Barela's pitch right in there for a strike. And she puts that at the knees on the outer half of the plate, 0-1. So Barela having a quick chat with Hernandez. Doing the usual thing that baseball and softball players do. You got to cover the mouth with the glove. Make sure nobody's doing any lip reading or anything, right? Now waiting for the pitch call to come in from the Centennial dugout, and Barella will toe the rubber here. The 0-1. And this is a high fly ball, but it should be playable. And oh my goodness, the right fielder Rodriguez and the center fielder Mocha collided, but Rodriguez was able to hold on to the ball, and the inning is over. So Centennial holds on to a one-run lead going to the bottom of the sixth inning on the Richardson Motors scoreboard. And we want to thank our Lady Tiger State Tournament sponsors. We're going to run through the whole list here. Casa y Tierra Title and Abstract at 2420 North White Sands. Seaburger Dermatology at 1401 10th Street, Suite C. Jake Roberts and Jessica Cole with Remax of Alamogordo at 3410 North White Sands. Casa Auto Group with their 4 locations in Alamogordo. Toyota, Honda, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, and Chevy GMC. Yeah. Video Brothers Investments, give them a call at 575-551-1883. 84 Lumber at 3401 North White Sands. Matsky's Heating and Cooling, give them a call today at 575-551-1351. First National Bank at 414 10th Street in Alamogordo. Pioneer Abstract and Title Company at 909 Delaware. And JBL Construction and Consulting, call at 575-430-5105. 6-5 your score as we go to the bottom of the sixth inning. And the Lady Tigers down by a run. So it'll be Kayla Hernandez to lead things off here for Centennial. A double that brought in 2 runs in the fourth inning. That sort of broke the game open. It was a 1-1 game, and that made it 3-1. And then Centennial would add 2 more runs later in that inning. Lessentine remains on the circle for the Lady Tigers. And the first pitch high and then off the catcher's mitt to the backstop. And it's 1-0. By the way, big kudos to Caprice Barella, who came in and she did give up 1 run there, but in that circumstance with the bases loaded and 1 out, Centennial certainly take that. As here comes the 1-0. Fouled off and back to the screen. And the count evens up at 1-1. Now, we have some kind of storm clouds kind of looming off to our west. I don't think rain will be an issue. Concerned about the other thing that we get with storms this time of year that could give us problems, so cross our fingers on that. Here's a ground ball to the left side of the infield. Ortiz got it, throw to first. It's out of the glove of Gonzalez. She'll be safe. I don't know if she would have, if Gonzalez is able to squeeze that, if that ends up being an out, it was going to be really, really close and was no doubt going to draw the ire of one side of this fan base or the other. Aaliyah Betancourt comes to the plate now. She's had a heck of a game. Single, double, and an RBI. Got a few stolen bases in there too, and takes a big swing at the first pitch. And the count is 0-1. Lessentine ready to go with the runner on first and nobody out. In the bottom of the sixth. Lady Tigers going to have one last chance. High pop-up. May stay in play. No, it will not. Ooh, did it stay in play? Yeah, I think it actually did. Ruiz got over in the area. I couldn't tell from where it bounced. It either bounced on this side of the field and popped back in, or just over the fence and then popped back in. But regardless, it's 2 strikes now on Betancourt. And the Lady Tigers will have one last chance at the top of the 7th. As Centennial's looking for some insurance here. Pitch misses outside. And it's 1-2 now to Betancourt. Lessentine looks in. And here comes the pitch. And very well hit, but very foul for Betancourt. And the count goes 1-2 now. Or stays 1-2. Lessentine going to toss back the softball that just came in. And she may have already gotten one after the foul off. Pitch will miss outside. And now 2-2 here to Betancourt. After kind of a slow start for both teams hitting. 1 run in the third for Centennial, 1 in the fourth for Alamogordo, 4 in the fourth for Centennial. As here comes the 2-2. And here's a high fly ball that should be playable for Ruiz along the foul line. She's got it. And here comes the throw into second. And, getting taken out on the play was Kosum. She didn't see where the runner was. She was standing at the bag and trying to then turn to make the tag. Well, now the two fans are getting upset. That was just a play. Kosum was standing on the bag at second and then went to turn when she made the catch. And, it's just one of those plays that happens in a game. There wasn't anything malicious from one side. There wasn't anything illegal done by Kosum. It just one of those deals. Kosum looks like she's going to be okay. I don't think she would have been able to apply the tag, but it was a good throw by Ruiz to make it at least a close play. And so it's a runner on second with 1 out on the tag up by Hernandez. And so Addie Mocha comes to the plate. She reached on an error and scored in the third, lined out to short in her second at-bat. 0 for 2 on the day. The righty steps in. And Lessentine into the motion. Here's the pitch. And she's going to get a called strike on the outside half of the plate. About thigh high. And so the 0-1 here to Mocha. The pitch. And she went around on a drop pitch there from Lessentine. Got her ahead. And so the count is 0-2. Swing and a miss and a strikeout from Lane. Something we've said a lot over the last couple of days. Not a ton against Centennial. It just shows how good their side is. Strikeout number 4 for Sid. Not many strikeouts on either side in this game. Both teams have hit the ball very well here in this one. So now it's number 9 hitter, Monet Chavez. 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a pop out. And a high pop up that Lunar should have a run at. She's got it. And we go to the top of the 7th inning. Alamogordo needs a run to keep this game going. And they will send up their 5, 6, and 7 hitters. Haley Evans, Iceland Ortiz, and Alyssa Bautista will hit for the Lady Tigers to try and keep their state championship hopes alive. Centennial trying to close it out. When we return, you'll learn Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. Hawks lead the Tigers 6-5.
There's lots of good reasons for a personal loan. Unexpected expenses, paying bills, or home projects. And good reasons to get your personal loan at our credit union. We're member-owned and not-for-profit. Apply online or in person. Loco Credit Union. We belong to you. Online at lococreditunion.com. We're federally insured by NCUA. We're an equal housing lender.
Ochoa Stucco serves residential and commercial projects all throughout this wonderful community. Whether you're looking for some patching up or a complete stucco on your home or business, Ochoa Stucco has you covered. 575-442-6745. Go Tigers!
This is Rachel from First National Bank. We offer business-focused accounts with loans to help your business grow, including SBA loans and construction loans. Smart tools, better banking solutions.
Member FDIC, equal housing lender. All loans subject to credit approval.
It is the top of the 7th inning in the Class 5A state championship game. A 1-run difference. Centennial 6, Alamogordo 5. And Haley Evans will lead things off for the Alamogordo Lady Tigers. An RBI double in the 4th, a walk in the 1st, and a strikeout in her most recent at-bat. 1 for 2 on the day. Caprice Perella will miss high on the first offering. She came in with the bases loaded and 1 out in the 6th. Did give up 1 run, but held on to her team's lead. And now she's trying to close it out for the Lady Hawks to take home the blue trophy. And that pitch is a called strike, as that was about bell tie. It was close. Coach Ronnie Reyes not especially happy. And this moment, anything that's close, either side's going to be upset with. So it was in the vicinity for sure. 1-1. And here's one up the middle and underneath the glove of the second baseman Jimenez, and a base hit to lead things off for Haley Evans. And the tying run is on pass for Alamogordo as Iceland Ortiz comes to the plate. Ortiz singled in her last at bat, popped out in the 1st, struck out in the 4th. Time going to be called here, and I think we're going to get a pinch runner for, it's going to be the courtesy runner, I should say. So it'll be Peyton Mersch coming in for Haley Evans. And I think they're just checking. Now we've got the Centennial coach making sure what the change was there, as that is just the courtesy runner for the catcher. But we've had some things go on today, so unsurprisingly, it's been a little chirpy from the stands because of the lack of a substitution from Centennial that took a run off the scoreboard. They got it back, but they might have a 2-run lead right now if it wasn't for that. And so they're still chatting things over. I think we're also going to see a change for the Lady Tigers. I think Alexis Rodriguez is going to hit in place of Alyssa Bautista. And we're still discussing things here. I'm not sure with a courtesy runner, I'm not sure what the issue would be. But I'm sure Centennial feeling like what happened earlier in the game and making sure everything is kosher on the Alamogordo side. As they continue the discussion right now. Well, we've got time. Let's run through our state tournament sponsors again. Hey, actually, I want to thank our season-long sponsors for Alamogordo Tiger Sports, and I think we're good to go now. But I want to thank Otero Federal Credit Union has been our pre- and post-game show sponsor. Our Richardson Motor Company has been our scoreboard sponsor all season. First National Bank, Ochoa Stucco, the Winner's Circle, and Loco Credit Union. You've been hearing their ads throughout the game, but now we've got another Centennial coach coming out again. I think are they trying to make the discussion that When Marsh came in earlier, it was a straight substitution, not a courtesy runner. And it's a similar situation to what we had with Centennial. I don't know. I'm not really sure what we got going on at the moment, to be honest. But we're looking at the home plate umpires lineup sheet right now. And I think they finally have it figured out. No, we're going to go to the Alamogordo dugout now. And so now the home plate umpire having a discussion with Coach Charlene Reyes. And are we ready to go yet? No, we're okay. Yes, we are ready to go. All right. I honestly don't know what the I couldn't tell you what the whole issue was there, but it's probably about close to a 5-minute delay, it felt like. Probably was only a couple of minutes, but Ortiz bunting and lays down a pretty good one. She will move the runner up to second, and so the runner in scoring, the tying run into scoring position. And Alexis Rodriguez, who was flexed out as a hitter in this game, is going to get an opportunity here with a runner on second and one out in the state championship game. The Lady Tigers down by a run. Alyssa Bautista grounded out, popped out, and lined out in her 3 tries. And Alexis, she's got a good bat. Certainly if she can get to it, she can be a very dangerous hitter for the Lady Tigers. Maybe hasn't had her best state tournament. And they're looking they're asking for the lights. So they're looking to turn on the lights. I think they're in the process of being turned on. It is pretty dark, and I think we're going to have some pretty strong wind coming in here as well. Yeah, I can see it. The dust is kicking up just behind the stand, so hold on to your umbrellas, folks. I don't think anybody's got any umbrellas up anymore, so certainly hold on to your hats. But the lights are going to need to warm up a little bit before we... Now, I thought the ones here to my left were turning on, but I guess not. We may want to wait for this wind to blow through, to be completely honest. And of course, it's going to rain a little bit because, that's how the tournament started. Why not? All right, let's go ahead and take a commercial break. Hopefully I'm still here when you get back because the wind is blowing in, and I've been kind of watching that storm out to the west. I wondered if it was going to get here before the game finished, and so now we're in a longer hold here. 6-5 Centennial leads. We're in the top of the 7th inning with 1 out and a run on second for the Lady Tigers when we come back.
Spring into a home equity loan with OFCU, offering a reduced home equity rate for your spring fixes. Now through the end of May, OFCU will pay your $300 admin fees. Get a fixed rate of 5.99% APR for first lien position and 6.99% APR for second lien position. Unlock the equity in your home and save. Apply online today. OteroFCU.org. Other restrictions to apply. All loans are subject to credit approval. Rates are based on creditworthiness. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing lender.
Ryan Richardson Motor Company wishes the Tigers an amazing winning season. May your efforts match your dreams. Buy, sell, or trade late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Financing available. Stop by for a test drive and score an amazing deal with Ryan Richardson Motor Company. 318 South White Sands Boulevard or online at ryanrichardson.company. That's ryanrichardson.company.
Financial literacy. Why is it important to teach kids to save? This is AJ with First National Bank. Learning to save at an early age helps train children to become reliable about savings and become financially responsible as adults. First National Bank wants to help you inspire your kids to save by creating good habits early with our Learning to Save program. Parents can use this fun strategy to help encourage children to save and connect with them about financial responsibility. We're here to help with your financial questions at any age. Member FDIC.
The Winner's Circle has been outfitting champions for over 50 years in Otero County. Established in 1970 by our Gigi and Big John.
Let's show our school spirit. Whether you're a Tiger, Wildcat, Bear, or Chief, we can make t-shirts, sweatshirts, polos, and hats. And we do custom embroidery too. The Winner's Circle does it all. Custom orders available for businesses, squadrons, and organizations like hats, polos, name tags, also trophies and awards.
Winner's Circle, 1201 10th Street. Go Tiger! See you at the game!
Living a life I love, loving a life I live.
Local Credit Union would like to send a huge congratulations to 2024 graduating class. Are you ready to take the next step towards a brighter future after graduation? Secure your dreams with our flexible and affordable graduation loans. Whether you're looking to pursue a higher education, start a business, or simply need financial assistance as you start a new chapter of life, we've got you covered. Visit Local Credit Union today. Member NCUA.
Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230, 1019. Welcome back here to the University of New Mexico in the Class 5A state championship game. You haven't missed anything. The lights are on. They had the baseball lights on behind us, but softball lights hadn't come on. I think most of the wind, the heavy wind, has gone through. It's been a little bit of a sprinkle. It's a New Mexico thunderstorm, enough to kick the dust and wind up and put a little bit of rain down on your car. So if you got your car washed, it looks terrible now. So it's that kind of thunderstorm. For those of you listening back at home, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But it looks like the break for the lights turn on actually worked out well because the wind. And so I don't know who this little bit of a break would help, if it's the team that's leading or the team that's trailing. But here we go. Runner on second. And Rodriguez will watch that pitch inside. She leans back out of the way of it. And it's 1-0. So Alexis Rodriguez, her first at-bat of this game. And the runner at second for the Lady Tigers is Peyton Mersch. That's high. And it's 2-0. Coach Ronnie Reyes, I think, asking for the Lady Tiger bench to get up and support their teammate. The 2-0. That's in there at the knees for a called strike. And the count is 2-1. Rain picking up just a little bit here. As we wait a 2-1 pitch. This is fouled off and back to the screen. And the count is 2-2. Now this feels about right. Last time I called the game here, this is the kind of weather that, well, it was a lot colder. I'll take that back. It's actually relatively nice out there. And now I'm not sure. We got the umpires talking things over with the Centennial coach. Not sure what happened there. We have like an illegal pitch or something, or so now the third base line umpire and the home plate umpire are talking it out. You know, it's one of those where you wish you had a microphone you could listen in. Like one of those listening devices, you could point at the umpires and hear what exactly is going on. Now, the umpires have kind of ushered off both Coach Ronnie Reyes and the Centennial coach. And now we'll bring in the first base umpire to talk things over. as the rain becomes a little bit heavier here. And somebody throwing on the Jeopardy news, or the Jeopardy theme over the PA. So, I don't know what's going on here that would require this much discussion. Now, I understand that obviously it's a big moment and you want to get things right, but I think you're finding both fans getting a little impatient. And the umpire goes over to talk to Coach Ronnie Reyes right away. That would be the third base umpire. The home plate umpire will talk to the Centennial coach. And so, I don't know, it must have been something that Coach Reyes had pointed out possibly. That's my biggest guess. I don't know. 2-2 the count. Alexis Rodriguez at the plate. Peyton Mersch running for Haley Evans at second. And an off-speed pitch misses high. And the count runs full now on Rodriguez. Daviana Gonzalez in the on-deck circle for the Lady Tigers. Davi picked up a single in her last at-bat and came around and scored later in the inning. As here comes the 3-2. Rodriguez check swings, it's high. No appeal to the field umpire. And it's a walk. And so it's first and second, and the leading run is at first base now. And Daviana Gonzalez faces Caprice Barela. Left-handed hitting Gonzalez, right-handed pitching Barela. They call time. And she dropped the softball. Home plate umpire called time, and they're going to call it a ball, so it's 1-0. And pitch comes inside, and it's 2-0. So 2-0 count now here to Daviana Gonzalez. Looking for another big hit for this Lady Tiger fast pitch team, down by a run. So watch it in there right at the belt. And 2-1 now. Flies this one foul and out of play. And the count goes to 2-2 now. First and second for the Lady Tigers here in the top of the seventh, their last chance. Down 6-5. And so far, the bottom half of the order has come through with a single and a walk. And a sacrifice bunt. Gonzalez watches that one low and away. And the count full now on Daviana. Three and 2 the count. 1 out and 2 on. Fouled off, just got a piece of it and keeps the at-bat alive. We'll do the 3 and 2 again. Lady Tigers with 1 in the 4th, 3 in the 5th, 1 in the 6th. And the Lady Hawks with 1 run in the 3rd, 4 in the 4th, and 1 in the 5th. 6-5 Centennial. Right back to the pitcher, throws back to second, and this one is over on a double play, and the Centennial Lady Hawks had defeated the Alamogordo Lady Tigers 6-5 to win the Class 5A state championship. What a finish. As the Centennial Lady Hawks come away with the victory. The Lady Tigers with a great chance there with 2 runners on, but a liner right back to Barela, and Barela was right on it and threw it back to second and got the double play. The Alamogordo Lady Tigers will walk out of here with the red trophy. Nothing to be ashamed about. One heck of a season for the Alamogordo Lady Tigers. And they certainly gave it all they could here in this second game, but just came up a little bit short to the Centennial Lady Hawks. 6-5 your final on the Richardson Motor scoreboard. And a huge shout out again to all of our state tournament sponsors. As Casa Tierra Title and Abstract, Seaburger Dermatology, Jake Roberts and Jessica Cole with Remax of Alamogordo, Casa Auto Group, Padilla Brothers Investments, 84 Lumber Company, JBL Construction and Consulting, Diner Abstract and Title Company, First National Bank, and Matzke's Heating and Cooling. We will come back here in a little while to wrap things up on the Otero Federal Credit Union postgame show as the Alamogordo Lady Tigers come up just a little bit short, and Centennial able to win the first game today 6-0, and then take the second game 6-5. The Lady Tigers will earn the red trophy, and a well-earned red trophy for the Alamogordo Lady Tigers as they played their hearts out this evening and will come up just a run short. You're listening to Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230-1019. And we'll return right after this.
Custom work is what Ochoa Stucco does best. Whether you need an estimate for your home or business, you won't find better quality work anywhere. Contact Ochoa Stucco today. Like them on Facebook, 575-442-6745. Go Tigers!
Use the equity in your home to finance your dreams. This is AJ from First National Bank. Plan that special vacation, those home improvements, or simply pay off bills. It's easy. Apply for your home equity line of credit today.
Member FDIC, equal housing lender. All loans subject to credit approval.
Spring into a home equity loan with OFCU, offering a reduced home equity rate for your spring fixes. Now through the end of May, OFCU will pay your $300 admin fees. Get a fixed rate of 5.99% APR for first lien position and 6.99% APR for second lien position. Unlock the equity in your home and save. Apply online today. OteroFCU.org. Other restrictions to apply. All loans are subject to credit approval. Rates are based on credit worthiness. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing lender.
Ryan Richardson Motor Company wishes the Tigers an amazing winning season. May your efforts match your dreams. Buy, sell, or trade late model cars, trucks, and SUVs. Financing available. Stop by for a test drive and score an amazing deal with Ryan Richardson Motor Company. 318 South White Sands Boulevard or online at ryanrichardson.company. That's ryanrichardson.company.
Financial literacy. Why is it important to teach kids to save? This is AJ with First National Bank. Learning to save at an early age helps train children to become reliable about savings and become financially responsible as adults. First National Bank wants to help you inspire your kids to save by creating good habits early with our Learning to Save program. Parents can use this fun strategy to help encourage children to save and connect with them about financial responsibility. We're here to help with your financial questions at any age. Member FDIC.
The Winner Circle has been outfitting champions for over 50 years in Otero County. Established in 1970 by our Gigi and Big John.
Let's show our school spirit. Whether you're a Tiger, Wildcat, Bear, or Chief, we can make t-shirts, sweatshirts, polos, and hats. And we do custom embroidery too. The Winner Circle does it all. Custom orders available for businesses, squadrons, and organizations like hats, polos, name tags, also trophies and awards.
Winner Circle, 1201 10th Street. Go Tiger! See you at the game!
Now heartbreak for the Alamogordo Lady Tigers as they fall 6-5 to Centennial in the Class 5A state championship. But an amazing season. Anytime you walk out of the year with some hardware, you should be exceptionally proud of yourself. I'm sure none of them feel that way at the moment because they've been working hard all season long to get to this point and come up just a run short from coming away, well, 2 runs technically, of winning the state championship. This is the Otero Federal Credit Union postgame show as the Alamogordo Lady Tigers fall 6-5 in the second game of the day. They fell 6-0 earlier today. The Lady Tigers loaded the bases in the first inning, but were unable to convert. Went down in order in the second, and then down in order in the third. But all of a sudden, things started to turn around in the fourth inning. They were down a run at that point, and Haley Evans hit an RBI double that scored Chloe Lunar from first. And then in the fifth inning, the bats really came alive as Amani Kosum doubled. Then stole a base move to third. Maylee Herrera would double and pick up an RBI. And then Sydney Lessentine hit a 2-run home run to make it a 1-run game. It was 5-4. That was after Centennial had scored 4 runs in the bottom of the fourth inning. Then in the sixth inning, Alamogordo would get a run on a RBI single from Maylee Herrera. No, it was an RBI. It was a ground out from Lessentine. I'm sorry. Fielder's choice ground out. So Sid got the RBI. And then in the seventh inning, Alamogordo picked up a single with Evans. Ortiz moved the runner up to second with a bunt, then a walk to Batista. Then Daviana Gonzalez, a hard hit ball right back at the pitcher, Barela. She spun around and threw it to second and doubled up the Lady Tigers. And the game came to a very quick and unsatisfying end if you're an Alamogordo Lady Tigers fan. But again, those ladies should hold their heads high and be proud of the journey. But it's certainly tough, and you feel for them. And I'll tell you, I enjoyed every second of being able to come up here and follow this team this year, just from a personal standpoint. And would have loved to have seen them come home with the blue trophy, but certainly coming home with the red trophy is a great accomplishment, being, one of the 2 best teams in the state of New Mexico. And that's special, to say the least. Sydney Lessentine, I thought, pitched really well. She sat Centennial down in order in the first 2 innings. Gave up an RBI triple in the third. The fourth inning is where, Centennial kind of won the game. They put up 2 singles, then a double from Kayla Hernandez brought in 2 runs. Aaliyah Betancourt would double and score a run with an RBI. She would move up to third on a steal, and then on a wild pitch, she would score and give Centennial a 4-run lead. At that moment, that's when the Lady Tigers came back in the top of the fifth. The game-winning run will show up in the bottom of the fifth inning, though, for Centennial. Led off the inning with a hit by pitch. And then Stevie Jimenez, I believe, moved up to second on a stolen or on a sack bunt. That's it. And then Destiny Perez singled her in. And that ended up being the winning hit and the winning run, as the Lady Tigers would add one in the sixth to make it a 1-run game, but not able to get any more as they come up just a little bit short, 6-5 on the Richardson Motors scoreboard. So we will go ahead and thank our state tournament sponsors one more time. We want to thank Kasi Tierra Title and Abstract, Seaburger Dermatology, Jake Roberts and Jessica Cole with Remax of Alamogordo, Casa Auto Group with Casa Toyota, Casa Honda, Casa Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, and Casa Chevy GMC. Padilla Brothers Investments. Give them a call at 575-551-1883. AD4 Lumber. JBL Construction and Consulting. Pioneer Abstract and Title Company. First National Bank, and Matsky's Heating and Cooling. And since this is our last game of this season, we want to thank Otero Federal Credit Union, Ochoa Stucco, First National Bank, the Winner's Circle, Ryan Richardson Motor Company, and Loco Credit Union. So that'll do it for our broadcast. And all the Alamogordo fans that made the trip are lining up outside of the dugout to cheer on their team as the Lady Tigers earn their 4th red trophy in school history as they come up just a little bit short here to Centennial. Thanks so much for joining us throughout the tournament. I can tell by just the listenership we've seen on our online stuff, and I'm sure on the radio as well. I know a lot of you have been along with us for the journey, and hopefully you have enjoyed it as much as I have been able to sit here and watch it. You've been able to sit back and listen to it. Wherever you may be, whether it's in Alamogordo or somewhere around the country or world, we appreciate you guys tuning into Tiger Sports all season long, and appreciate you supporting what we do here at Alamo Sports and Talk. And we look forward to another year coming up in the fall with Tiger football and all the rest of the fall sports. Do you want to mention Alamogordo Track and Field finished up things today? I think both teams finished tied for 13th. Nico Stubblefield finished second in the 110 hurdles. I think that was the top three. Oh, and William Ochoa, I think, finished third in pole vault. And Lady Tigers had a couple of throwers, Madison Giggler and Tia Gordon, who finished in fourth place in the discus and shot put, respectively. So some solid finishes there for the Lady Tigers over at track and field today. Thanks for tuning in. We're going to send you to the Arizona Diamondbacks in progress as they're taking on the Detroit Tigers tonight. From everyone here at Excider Media, thanks so much for tuning in to Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230-1019. The Alamogordo Lady Tigers and the Richardson Motor scoreboard with game one today, 6-0. And following the second game, 6-5. They bring home the second-place red trophy here from the Class 5 event. And a fantastic season for the Lady Tigers. I know everybody's very proud of them. I'm Charles Winnicky. Thanks so much for joining us. And thanks for listening to Alamo Sports and Talk, 1230-130.
Try Swiffer Sweeper Heavy Duty Dry Cloths. I promise you'll love them or your money back. And also try Swiffer Sweeper Wet to make quick work of tough, sticky messes.
And Doug. To celebrate everyone who's customized and saved hundreds on car insurance with Liberty Mutual, we got a savings siren that goes off every time someone saves. There it is! It's a really more savings, which really... Okay, a lot of savings. Little annoying now. Will you stop saving for 5 seconds?
Only pay for what you need at LibertyMutual.com. Savings may vary. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Excludes Massachusetts.
Liberty, liberty, liberty.